Call meeting in order.
Jenkins,
Here.
Harden, Hahn,
Here.
Monahan,
Here.
Pearl.
Here.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We do have a public comment this evening. Sir, you have the floor.
I just have a couple of questions. Basically, they're questions, and I came up tonight and saw that you were going to talk about that subject, and I don't know, I'm kind of lost. Dion Latham, cashier at Huck's at the corner. Received a phone call from employees from Neiman's. The city manager, Larry, had taken a note or a piece of legislation down there that says you can't sell alcohol after 7 p.m. on Sunday night. The last that we knew, and don't have any documentation to say anything otherwise until the license expires the 30th of this month. So I'm just trying to make sure that we don't get in trouble, because we have not seen any documentation of any change to the liquor license or anything. So I just wanted to make sure that we weren't stepping outside the box and going to get in trouble or anything, because I haven't heard anything.
Very good. It is something that we're going to address this evening. There hasn't been a change to the ordinance. But we've seen in the ordinances that on Sunday.
Right now, the B license we can sell from.
Right now, the ordinance says that on Sunday at 7 o'clock is the cutoff time. We will be addressing that though here in just a few minutes. I would encourage you to stay for that.
Well, yeah, I see, but I just wanted to make sure, because we've been doing it at 1 a.m., which has been that way for I don't know how many years.
1 a.m. on Sunday.
So on Sunday night we can start at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And sell till 1 a.m. Monday through Saturday we can start at 7 a.m. and sell till 1 a.m.
Okay.
And we don't have anything saying anything other than that I am aware of at this point in time.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to make sure that we don't I don't want to go to jail. I don't want anybody else to go to jail. I just want to make sure that
we appreciate that.
abide by what we're supposed to be doing.
Can you give me those times again right now? So on Saturday you start. On Sunday you start.
Sunday we start at 6 a.m.
Sunday you start at 6
and go until 1 a.m.
Okay.
Monday through Saturday we start at 7 a.m. and go to 1 a.m.
Okay. All right. Again, I'd encourage you to stay for the rest. Do you have anything else?
No, that's it. I just take questions
Yep.
because we've been approached from some employees from Neiman's which said that they couldn't, and they got the same license we got. And I don't want to be in trouble. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to do something wrong.
No, absolutely. Appreciate your comments this evening, sir. No other public comments. We move to the consent agenda, section 1.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Any discussion? Call it.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Hahn,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Pearl.
Yes.
Motion carried.
If nothing under section 2, we move to section 3.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 917, ordinance amending the liquor code.
I'll second it.
Discussion.
Let me explain how this came about.
Yes.
Neiman Market hasn't been there for quite a while. It's actually Farmer City
Well,
Market.
City Market.
However, Neiman Foods was having some type of a cookout at all their stores, and the Farmer City Market wanted to duplicate what they were doing. So they were going to pass out free samples of alcohol while they were selling the ribs. So I researched the liquor code and found out that nowhere can that be done under any of the codes and license classifications for the city. Then in doing so, saw that in 1995, the latest update of the ordinance code, it stated what the hours were for Sundays, that you could sell alcohol on Sunday only at 6 a.m. However, sales had to end at 7 p.m. So I told the grocery store that you need to stop at 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. They said, well, for years they've been selling it past 7 p.m. And so I brought it to their attention. So I don't know who brought it up, brought it to your attention. So what I had done was I made a photocopy of our local ordinance, took it down there so there would be no misunderstanding on what the ordinance was. The whole idea back in 1995, in case you're not familiar with a little bit of the background, was Clinton Lake was really starting to get going, and it was thought that it would be good for business if they could sell alcohol at a later time with the boat traffic and camping and everything. But they did at the time shut it off at 7 p.m. It seems that it would only be right, and it is a Sunday, to shut it down at say 9 p.m. You should have as many of your boaters coming through. Camping should be over. Quite frankly, they ought to be headed home. And it gives the other two C license, I believe, the ability to sell till 9 p.m.
Which brings up the issue. He says that they're selling it till 1 a.m.
Well, I don't know why they would be selling it to 1 a.m. because it's never been that way. So somebody out there is just, over the years or whatever, they've just been doing it wrong, quite frankly, and no one's ever been cited for it. So I guess you can forget the past if that's how you want to look at it and do it the correct way. So the correct way is either going to be it's 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Sundays, or it would be the 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Sundays. Monday through Saturday, you don't want to change.
Monday through Saturday, is that till the 1 a.m.? Is that till 1 a.m.?
Yes,
Okay. So your recommendation is to move it to the 9 p.m. What about the 30-day rule?
I don't know anything about a 30-day rule.
What for ordinances? There's no 30 days for ordinances
No.
to be okay.
No.
I heard that, and that's why I just brought that up. So
I got asked that today, and I'm not familiar with that.
I think that was brought up with the actual signs that we kind of were discussing, as I recall. So any other discussion on this?
So just to be clear, that if we approve this ordinance, we would be changing the Sunday hours from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. to be 6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
That means both Huck's and Casey's would have to be, or anyone who is selling packaged liquor, will still have to be notified because there still is going to be a change. The change will be no longer till the 1 a.m. time, as the gentleman has stated, but it'll now be the 9 p.m.
Did you get that, Dion?
So it's 6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
on
The
Sundays.
license is good till the 30th of April, so when is the effective date? I mean,
This will take effect on May 3rd.
Quite frankly, it doesn't really matter when that license is going to expire, Dion, because if you've been selling it till 1 a.m., you've been in violation of the liquor code.
well, that's what I mean. I want to make sure that we don't get in trouble, but
So if they pass this tonight, this would be the correct hours on your
Okay.
license. So it doesn't matter when your license expires. This is it.
okay.
So they'll either pass this tonight, or it's 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., I'm sorry.
If we don't pass it, it will be Sunday until 7 p.m. 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. If we
Okay.
pass it, it'll be 6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay.
Any other
For Sunday.
for Sunday.
Any other discussion? Go ahead and call it.
Han,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Pearl,
Yes.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We can make a motion to approve ordinance 918 and ordinance establishing signage.
I'll second it.
Discussion.
Is this really needed?
I'll give you the background on this. And the mayor had commented that
I
it
will
will be
address
addressed.
it too. Yeah.
And so that's why this is being brought to the council. You folks decide the legislation in this town. However, there were complaints back during the election of signs being put out here in our city park and placed other places on the right of way. As you can see that I did check in neighboring communities, Leroy, Hayworth, and Monticello, and I noticed that they do not have such an ordinance. Now, sometimes with garage sales, the town gets pretty cluttered, But if you drive through other communities, they really have the same thing, when it's politicking time and garage sale time. However, we wanted to write the ordinance up and let you folks decide if you think it's necessary.
I believe that the ordinance is unfriendly towards the citizens of Farmer City. I think that it would greatly affect the individual citizens when they did have a garage sale. Any new citizens to Farmer City who's not aware of this could be in violation without even knowing, get ticketed. Wouldn't be a friendly welcoming committee, if you will. You would have the perception of some people getting away with it. In other words, if they put it up, somebody sees the sign, and then all they know is their sign gets pulled. It would be unfriendly. I happen to know for a fact that when this issue came up, I contacted the Boy Scouts and told them, said, listen, we've had some complaints and what have you, and they elected to pull some of their signs, and there was a direct correlation to their fish fry. I mean, it died. So I think it's unfriendly to our non-for-profit organizations. I think our businesses, we have business signs that are up there on Main Street. Hugs places their business signs up on the right-of-way to advertise the promotions they have. And then, to be fair, when it does come to politicking, it would give the elected official an unfair advantage in the sense that name recognition would trump. So I think that I can't see any reason whatsoever for us to pass this, and I would recommend that you vote no on this ordinance. So, any other discussion?
What's the right-of-way, what's it considered?
From the
sidewalk?
road to the sidewalk.
That's correct. Whatever the actual, and it could be past the sidewalk.
So
A
that's
lot of the city
60.
streets, the right-of-way is 60 foot wide. Now, just keep in mind that the state of Illinois, there is a state law that you do not post anything on state right-of-way. And local law enforcement authorities are supposed to enforce that. IDOT will come through every once in a while and come in here and say, hey, got these signs out here and we want to take them down. So,
Okay, so on the city streets, the city's property from, say, the center street to the outside or inside of the sidewalk.
generally speaking,
Okay.
that's a good rule, yes.
Okay. I'd just like to reiterate that whenever it comes to trees, the city does not own the trees. Okay, just,
That'll be the next.
but we don't own the trees. We don't own the grass or the planktons. So, just if we need to dig.
Any other discussion? Call it.
Monahan,
No.
Pearl,
No.
Jenkins,
No.
Vaughn,
No.
Bell.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution 2013-11, the yearly contribution to the DeWitt County Development Corporation.
I'll second.
Discussion.
Are we committed for this, or did we make a commitment for this payment for this year?
Are we committed?
Yeah, did we make a commitment for this already today?
How many years has it been?
No, we have not made it.
I think we,
Well, my understanding is that this was part of the 5-year commitment that was made back when Trent was here.
We don't have a
No.
5-year commitment
No.
to DCTC.
see, DCDC says this is
I'm not getting that from DCDC,
Right.
I'm getting that from reading the, whatever that was that we had, anyway. Then I'm incorrect.
I believe that Ruth has stated that we have a 5-year contract, and I don't know if it was a verbal 5-year contract or what have you, but my understanding is there's nothing on record saying that the Farmer City has any type of contract whatsoever. And I don't even know if they did have the 5-year, has that lapsed?
We initially, I believe,
Wasn't for sure.
I might talk out of turn, Sandy might know better, but I believe that we were in some type of an agreement for the first 3 years. We're way past the first 3 years. Last year would have been the 4th year, and so this would actually be the 5th year. But we're not committed to do this. As you know, she came in, she made her presentation a good 30 days ago, back in February sometime. And so her year's ending, we haven't done anything, so this would be there again, if you want to participate.
That's why I was questioning it last year, because I don't see much good in it myself, I'm sorry. Maybe it's just my point of view, but
I think the DCDC, it's the intention, the thought process is great. I think that there could be more done. I would like to see, I'd like to see more from DCDC, not necessarily just bringing in brand new businesses. I think more of a relationship building, you know, and maybe I just haven't seen that.
And I probably want to speak to that too, but before I do, Josh, go ahead, please.
Well, I was gonna say, being part of the chamber, they're at every one of our meetings, and they, they have really built a strong relationship there, and they go out to a lot of different businesses to like the garden shop, specifically. But there's quite a few other businesses they've spent hours with, helping market it, things like that, trying to help them grow their business, make their business successful. So I've seen them doing that.
I guess I should make it. I think I'm uncomfortable because the county doesn't hold them accountable. So that's more or less the thing.
Okay.
I'd like to see more for the dollars that are there.
The accountability from the
The
actual county. Okay.
accountability from the county for the actual dollars that are there, the actual dollars that are being spent. The county has no clue. They don't hold the DCDC accountable for explaining where their funds are going, what benefit has occurred because of the expenses of these dollars.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
You know, that's where I have a problem.
Yeah. No,
And you know, I don't like feeding money to something that isn't being held accountable for. That's where I stand.
Yeah, and I can understand that. The thing I see is a bargain for Farmer City almost, because we're only paying in 13% of their budget, and we're getting much more than that as far as amount of their time, as far as what I've seen them do, and their involvement and everything. They helped me with a couple of different projects they've worked on, helping bring in some other businesses, whether they have actually sold or closed something or not. They've done a lot of cold calling and things like that. So for the 13% that we put in, I think it's a fantastic deal for Farmer City. So that's why.
I do serve on the board of directors there, and I am at every one of the meetings. There was the supermarket convention that my wife had she had to go to the hospital. I was unable to attend to that, but they're very. I just got an email from her here probably about 30 minutes ago, wanting information on something that we are pursuing. So from my perspective, I do see that they are, I think I would agree with your assessment that for the 13% that we are investing in, I do believe that they have been, I think that there has been some fruit. I think the communication is lacking. I think the once a year thing is not enough. I have met with business owners from different places that have contacted me, and they have expressed some reservations, to say the least, and I'm communicating with them. But I also was communicating them as a board member too. And then I brought the problems and issues to the meetings, saying, we do need to address this. We do need to make sure that they're out front. So from what I've seen from the board meetings, I do believe there is some accountability that is being laid down. Within the board, it's just not necessarily being brought out and what have you. I would, as of right now, I would vote yes for this, but on the same token, I'm very open to the idea, maybe very soon, that we did our own marketing, for businesses. I mean, could $13,000 go a long way to market Farmer City to the different communities? I think that absolutely that it could. So, but we don't have anything really set in place for that to happen, and I don't know if we have the time or probably the marketing ability to do so, unless we handed it over to somebody like the chamber. In other words, unless you had a group ready to be set in place. I'm just not familiar, so. I do see the accountability is one of my points.
Have
Other
they
discussion?
helped businesses and brought,
Have they brought businesses to the community? I will say that I am personally impressed with Larry and what I've seen him do. We should know how difficult it is bringing any business into this community. They are very active, trying to get businesses here. They were discussing literally, I don't know if I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do, but actually go to China to talk to she's got some contacts over there about the different 20 acres. So I know that they're working. I know that they're trying to reach out. They want to sell these 20 acres for us. There's a couple other buildings they're really trying to promote it. So at the success, no, there hasn't been a lot of success, but we haven't seen a lot of success from an overall point of view. I mean, regardless of which way we're going. So,
And I know it's hard still in today's economic situation. It's hard to get new businesses. It's hard to, it's just hard. I think there should be, and I think it is. I think there should be some work on keeping what we have
well, that's what I was
and
going to say.
educating and providing education and materials to businesses that might be struggling or feeling.
I've seen that. They've had like social networking courses or different courses that they've offered, and then I don't know if it's a matter of not communicating it to the businesses, but a lot of times the businesses do not show up for the courses that they offer. They have gone out and found extension. They've had different people coming in trying to give the different classes and whatever. It's a challenge. It is a challenge.
Well, I know where the business owner that would come in here and look at the buildings, different things, I don't know if it's true them or not, but they'd be more interested if some of the buildings were already updated up to code to be getting to think about moving in here. And I was thinking, instead of spending money out and having one trying to find it, is if we can get stuff updated or give the people to get the buildings updated where people will be interested in renting them or buying them, it'll be a little more better than taking a gamble on that, because it's hard to find somebody to come rent a building or buy a building that's not up to code or what have you. They can spend extra money coming in if they're already ready. They might be more
Kind of tips.
Yeah.
averse to coming in. They're ready to come in and trying to get them to set in there.
I mean, the business owner, the building owner could be requesting TIF money to do that too.
Yeah.
But that's,
Other discussion? Larry, you work with her as well?
I will tell you that I think a year ago, Ruth was asked some pretty hard questions at a meeting in here, and I know Michelle ran some stuff by her, and I think that it might have caught her off guard, and I think it might have made her aware that she just can't come in and ask for $13,000 without some type of results. 2012, there was a lot going on in Farmer City. Ruth Stauffer was up here a lot. She helped out with the 175th. The event in the park, she was up here with that. She made herself highly visible, and Ruth does call me quite a bit. So I can't tell you if 13,000 is the correct figure or not. Again, that's something for you folks to decide. But in 2012, there was more of DCDC visibility-wise in Farmer City than there was the year before that. And it is hard to get businesses to come to town, so.
Any other discussion? Call it.
Pearl? I have to say one more thing, if you don't mind. Can I do that, or is it too late?
It's,
Just call it, it's fine, go on.
All right. Pearl,
Yes.
Jenkins,
yes.
Han,
yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
motion carries.
Michelle's reading this one's long.
Make a motion to go into executive session for personnel to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, and or performance of specific employees pursuant to section 2C1 of the Open Meetings Act 5 ILCS 102/2C1.
I'll second it.
Colin?
Jenkins,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Pearl,
Yes.
motion carries.
Open session, and we are moving on to the city manager's report.
There's only two things here that we haven't discussed, and one of them is that I noticed on Facebook there was some inquiries about the lot over there across the corner and making it a city garden and what all to do with it. So I've contacted a tuck point specialist to look at the wall. He's already told me that he believes that part of that wall needs to come down immediately because it's dangerous. But we don't own the lot. Certain amount of liability there, you know, if we keep turning our head. But he's going to give me an estimate on what it would take to remove the portion of the old bank building that you see that faces the sidewalk out there. And then possibly peeling part of that old brick off, building some type of a cap on it. He thinks a lot of that brick will probably come off of there and seal that wall up. You know, I haven't gotten to it yet. Sandy's been busy. She's got a file around here on the owner or the law firm that has that since it's gone into receivership. So I'm going to investigate that and find out what that price is and see if you folks would be interested in doing anything with that. The only other thing that I had after that was, I don't know if you've noticed yet, the kind folks at MediaCom sent us a notice that your individual cable rates at home are going up, and depending on what plan you have, your cable rates will go up anywhere from $2 a month to $4.06 a month due to their working on their system here and in making their system a little bit better. So that's going on too. That's only two things that I have.
Any question to the city manager in your report? Other non-agenda items and other business?
We talked about the right-of-way earlier, and that the trees are not responsible, the responsibility of the city. If the people take care of the trees and cut them down, for instance, that need to be cut down or what have you, what's the chance of them getting hauled away sooner than just end of the month? And end of the month when they pick up brush?
Are you asking about the city making a special pickup? That would be as scheduling allows. You know, that's why we've set the one date up to do it on a specific date, and that way that date's open. I guess it would just depend on how much brush was there, Pat, because they have to put the box on, put the chipper up, so, you know, they're going to take an hour, hour and a half to put it on and take it off. There's that time lost just for one. I don't know. It would be determined then.
They called City Hall. They could at least make us aware of it, correct?
To make an inquiry, right?
Pat, I think you're asking specifically if someone cuts a tree down.
Mm-hmm. If they take it out, cut the tree down, instead of having it sit in front of their...
I thought the city had said they wouldn't, if someone cuts down a tree, they're not going to pick it up. They would only pick up like limbs and stuff.
Well, we're not going to haul the tree away. I mean, I don't know how far you want to go.
Well, I guess that's the confrontation I'm having it, because you got people that's responsible for trees that's in the city right away, but they can't get rid of it.
Then they should hire a contractor to take the tree down, because the contractor will haul the material away. If they're going to take it down, if they're going to cut the tree down themselves to save money, then they shouldn't.
Well, I don't know, I guess I find it a problem I always have, even before I was up here, that would be the citizens' problem when it's not on their land.
Technically, that tree's ours.
The trees are.
And technically, they shouldn't cut it down without coming and getting permission.
If the tree's dead, is the city going to take care of it?
If we have to, we would have to. But now there's some trees cut in your neck of the woods, and people did not come and get permission to cut those trees down.
Why do they need to get permission if it's, their city's not going to take care of it?
They didn't come and ask if we would take care of it. No one contacted the city that I know of. because I went to the guy who cut the trees after the trees were laying on the ground. He said, I didn't know we had to contact the city. So I told him, from now on, contact the city.
I'm lost on that. They're not gonna be responsible for it, but yeah, we gotta talk to us, the city, to see if we can do something to it.
I think what I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that technically, because the city owns the land, technically the city owns the tree. If a homeowner feels that the tree on the city property needs to be cut down, that they need to contact the city. And I would recommend they contact the city manager or the city mayor and let them know that they have a question and a concern about a tree on city property in front of their house, that they think it needs to be cut down because of a safety concern.
I, in turn, would get a hold of an arborist, have it looked at before a tree's cut down.
Okay, I just had a couple people, and I don't know who you're talking about, but I had a couple people that's asked me about it. And, because I know the ones just south of mine need to be taken care of, because they're broken at the top. So, but I've always been told that that's not the city's responsibility, but,
I've heard that over the years, too.
so, that's why I didn't know which.
You're being bombarded now. We'll let you know.
Other non-agenda items, other business?
Pat will never be a tree city, will we?
I love trees, but I just don't like some different companies.
Never took you for a tree hugger.
I won't hug it.
You will inform all the groups, of course, Hux is here, Representative Hux is here, but we'll need to reach out to Casey's. I don't know of any other Class B, Class C, because Neiman closes at 9 anyway, so.
Well, the Farm City Market closes.
But Neiman's did too, I was just making
Oh,
that
okay.
point. And Farmer City Market. You'll reach out to Casey's as
Yes.
well, tell them the time change, because as of, even as of next Sunday, they'll be in violation if they sell it past 9 o'clock. Soccer field, South Park soccer field, I know that we were in open discussion about possibly raising the field. I was out there with the cleanup this last week, and the coach expressed a little concern that we're running out of time. Are we going to be able to?
Well, for the current budget year that we're in,
Okay.
we ran out of money.
Okay, so we're out of money.
Now, in the new budget year, it would be more of a reality.
All right.
But if you remember correct, that we went ahead and we pledged money towards
Yes.
the Kiwanis as a jump start to get that going.
Got it.
The last I knew, in order to make the soccer fields better, they needed $8,000. That's
All right.
what the estimate was. And it's not there.
Funds are not there. We need to probably contact them and let them know then.
We'll be in a new budget year here in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
And now we're in rain season, so you can't go out there and do anything.
Well,
I'll get a hold of Marty.
very good. And I mean, if it's possible that we can still have it done this year before when is it, the summer? It'd be the summer, when does soccer season start? Fall. Oh, okay. So maybe in the next 2 weeks, we still have a window of opportunity there. Just a public announcement that on May 13th, between 6 p.m. and 7:30 here at City Hall, we'll have an open house between. I open it up first to the mayor and any city officials that would like to attend, and the public. So it'll be May 13th, 6 p.m. to 7:30, and we would if there's going to be more than one council person there, we need to make that a special meeting. And I know that you said that you were going to be there, so Pat, I would recommend that you be there too, if possible, that way. And then open it up, of course, to the other council persons as well. Any other non-agenda items, other business? That's 6 o'clock, May 13th. You got about a month.
Yeah, let me think. I had something to say here. In back to back. Anybody else?
Are there any other? Not.
I forget what it was. I'll remember it later and send an email.
If there are no other non-agenda items or non-business, we would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
1 second.
Call it.
Con,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Pearl,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
motion carried.
And